All right, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim coming to you from Walmart right here in Daytona Beach. And the last time I slept here, I was right where that big rig is. And this guy here, see these long spots? These are for camping. These are for big rigs or camper trailers. That's why they're long, narrow parking spots. Well, you see it has a little bit of a hill there. This guy over there, he's doing good. And I pulled up next to him, but my slides would go out towards him, and I didn't want to like rob that space for another semi that might come in. So I pulled in there and I took a look at it. I said, nah, can't do it. So what I did was I did what this guy right here did. I just kind of came in here cockeyed. He's got his slide out. Others back here that have already left. There were several others. People leave, you know, at 4 or 5 in the morning. They wake up, they're just ready to go. There was a guy right over here with a little and actually a vehicle, a car, not a truck, and he had a little camper behind him. It looks like somebody might be sleeping in that 4Runner over there, or Lexus, whatever that is. And then here's the Flagstaff. And as you can see, I'm right inside the parking, and I was able to turn my truck to where, because all of this back here is really the camping area. It's parking, of course, but they allow camping, and I was here New Year's Eve, remember? They were doing fireworks over there. It was great. I had a good time. So I went in last night. I got some delicious roast beef, and I made myself some roast beef sandwiches. I'll be honest, I had 2. I bought myself a bag of chips. I'll be honest, I couldn't resist. And I sat there and I drank a bottle of water. And I got into bed early last night, about 8:30, I think it was. And I was tired. And I opened up all the windows because, believe it or not, it's cool out here right now. Borderline chilly, but I'm back, folks. I am back. I'm in South Florida almost, in Daytona. It was warm last night. It was, I don't know, 79 degrees, 77 degrees here. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't plan on that. I thought it was going to be cold like Jacksonville. How am I going to go to sleep tonight without air conditioning and electricity? Not to worry, folks, not to worry. I opened up these windows and a breeze was coming in, and I got in bed, and then I had those little fans I've shown you guys before that are right on my headboard. Those lithium battery fans, I've had them now for about 5 years, and they can run day and night on low without losing any power. So it ran all night. I only had to use one, and when I turned it on, I felt like I had an air conditioning vent blowing on me, and it was just a subtle breeze, not too hard, and I was just so comfortable with the air, the fresh air coming through. And then all of a sudden I started hearing the tap, 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 and all of a sudden it started raining. I'm like, oh, you're kidding me? The skies opened up, and you can see it's wet out here. It rained. This guy's even got his jacks down over there. He's got plenty of truck to pull that little camper. Anyway, back to the story. It started raining, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to sleep if I have to close my windows? It's going to be hot in here. Not at all. The rain brought a front down, changed the temperature. I closed all the windows up, and I just used that one fan. Not even 2. I have 2 of them. I just used the one fan, and I never slept better. Folks, I got up at 3 to pee, and then I got up at 6. That was good for me. 8 till 6 with one get up to go to the bathroom. I slept so good in that bed. I felt so comfortable. I did take off most of my clothing except my undershorts, because normally in Jacksonville, you know, you got to sleep with your long johns or something on because it's cold. And I just got myself comfortable, had the fan on me and that memory foam mattress and everything I have in there. Man, I was comfortable. I slept good. So I'm up now. I'm ready for coffee. I haven't had any yet, even though I might sound like I have. I'm inspired. I'm enjoying my trip. I'm in Daytona Beach. I'm following the front end. I'm following this front end. It's a beautiful front end. It's got all kinds of angles and stuff. And don't get close to me or you'll get cut. Yeah. Looks like I get a new bumper back in Jacksonville. And I guess I'll replace this piece too. That's not going to buff out. So I'll get a new one of these and a new one of them. And I'll put my tag on there and I'll continue to crush it. Otherwise, There's nothing as far as frame or the rim or, down in here, nothing to do with the headlights or radiator or, nothing like that. It just, the guy made the turn and that's what happened. You want to know what happened? Here's what happened. I'm driving, right? Minding my own business. I left the Buc-ee's in St. Augustine, and I want to go to Buc-ee's in Daytona. I can't pass a Buc-ee's. So I'm driving, and here I am. I'm sitting, let's do it right over here so you can really clearly see. You see these marks on the road here? All right. So that's him. This is me. There's 2 lanes that can turn left. You've seen that before. Busy intersection, instead of just having 1 left lane, they got 2. And there's cars going to be coming from this way. So when you turn, this guy here, he's got to stay in his lane, and make sure he stays in his lane when he goes left. And that's where I was, because Buc-ee's is, as soon as I turn left, I have to make another left, just down the street there a little bit. And this guy over here, he's got to, swing wider than me and not come into my lane and stay in his lane. And everybody's got to do their own thing, right? Stay in your lane. But both of us are pulling something. So both of us, when we turn, are naturally going to want to, need to compensate for that, because now mine, I would say 98% of it follows me wherever I turn. It doesn't cross over unless I make a very, very sharp turn like I'm angled right now. That would be the only time that the trailer wouldn't follow me. But if I'm normally driving, this kind of just follows behind me. But some trailers that people have that have the wheels back here, like semi trucks, they do not follow. No matter what turn they make, this is going to come in to the other lane. So you have to realize that if you're towing something like that. When the wheels are forward, did you know that even semis, over here's a semi, they have an adjustment that they can take those wheels in the rear and they can move them forward and backwards. Did you know that? So that they can turn without, running over the curbs. So they have them placed where they have the smoothest ride for payload and all of that. And see, the trailer, the wheels are almost in the middle. So that's why it follows the vehicle. But this guy that was pulling this long trailer, he had this trailer that you put on backhoes, tractors, excavators, front end loaders. It was one of those trailers that you can carry heavy equipment on. It wasn't a car carrier. It was a wood deck. It was a brand new trailer, and it was designed to ratchet down, chain down heavy equipment. And the wheels were all the way to the back. You saw the video I made, right? And you saw the trailer. So when he turned, when we're in these 2 lanes at the red light, and he turns, he's going to be all over my lane. So he either has to wait and let cars go and look in his mirror and make sure because he can only do so much, even if he swings wide. But he has to be cognizant of that. But he just rounded this corner. He clipped my front end. I didn't know what the heck happened. I felt the truck jerking and shaking, and I knew something happened, and then he just kept going. Now here's the rest of the story. This is why I know the guy should be found, guilty, not guilty, but at fault on the accident, because he may claim that he didn't feel it and he kept going, but this guy did not even wait. He did not slow down, and it was all I could do, racing, pushing my gas pedal like I never do before, like I've never done before, to catch him, to not lose sight of him in his bright, beautiful blue, brand new Silverado Chevy pickup. And he was going, man. I was in the the other lane, and he was over here, and we came to this next light to turn left again. That's why I was over here. And there's 2 ways to get into Buc-ee's. You can turn this first one, or you can go on down to the end of Buc-ee's and turn in. And it turns out, after talking to him, he stops there for gas and fuels up all the time because he transports these trailers. And he goes, I normally don't stop at that one up in St. Augustine. So he knew the back entrance. And most people will turn the first one they see. That's why it's a little bit more busy. But he knew, he knew the secret way in. that others did too. So he kept going, but he was going so fast. I said, this guy's not even going to wait. He's not even slowing down to flag over at me like, hey, yeah, let's get up here and pull over. And I know something just happened. No. And then when I finally caught him, because I had traffic in front of me, I'm trying to get around. This car is in front of me, right? I'm like, this guy, he's not even going to stop. He's running. But he went into Buc-ee's. I said, I got him. He went into Buc-ee's. And I lost him. But there's 250 gas pumps in there. So then I'm driving real slowly. I come up. And in this short time that I finally caught him, guess what he was doing? He had his truck pulled in to get gas. He was pumping his gas already. The trailer was back like this because he just wheeled in. He didn't even come out wide there to try to, because he blocked the lane over here for the pumps on this side. There's all these pumps. His trailer was cockeyed. His trailer was like my truck. And he was straight in at the gas pump. As long as he could get his gas, he didn't care that he was blocking other people. He just wheeled in. He was already out. He was in a hurry. He was pumping his gas. I mean, I can't even believe that he did his credit card that fast and already was getting his gas. I mean, this was just a moment. I'm chasing him down. And then I approach him. I said, hey, dude. And he reluctantly looks back like, oh, God, he found me. He knew it. I said, dude, you just ran into my truck. You tore my damn bumper off. He looks at me and his first response was, I didn't do nothing. I just pulled in here. I go, no, dude, back at the light. I said, your trailer, look. I showed him the mark on his trailer. I said, right here. I said, you come in on my lane. You almost made me go into the cars waiting to come this way. Oh, I saw you at the light. Now he's all of a sudden backpedaling. And I said, dude, he goes, well, maybe you swung wide. I go, dude, I'm calling the police. So he sat over there, didn't talk to me, didn't apologize, didn't do anything. Didn't say, oh, I'm sorry, this had to happen, or nothing. And, you're not going to go to blows over it. I mean, he didn't, I'm sure, want to run into my truck and scratch his trailer. And I certainly didn't want it to happen. But it was he went straight into the store after I told him I'm calling the police. He just walks away. He didn't even say, well, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go to the store. Or, well, let me get my insurance card and driver's license. We'll exchange and all that. He didn't say any of that. He just walked away like he was being inconvenienced. And then he comes back out, doesn't say anything to me, walks over, sits in his truck. I'm just standing outside of my truck, leaving it right in the middle of, but people could go around. It wasn't really obstructing. And the cop finally came 30 minutes later. And when it was all done and the cop took our information and made a claim and called it in and, got the story, he gave me mine back and he gave him his back. And I said, all right, well, drive safe. Right to him. He didn't even look back over his shoulder at me. He just walked to his truck. Like, finally I can get out of here. This guy that inconvenienced me to have to sit here. I'm trying to race up the road. I'm trying to speed. I'm trying to cut people off. I'm trying to do whatever I got to do to get where I got to go. And then I have to, deal with this guy. That's exactly the attitude that he just, really put out there. And look at this. But I vent. I digress. I vented. I said it. That was the story, folks. I told it to the insurance company last night at Geico over the phone. There was a recorded line. I spoke it gospel. And if I had anything to do with it, I would have. Somebody wrote in comments that, oh, it's a front end damage, so it's your fault. It's not front end. It's side. It's side. Somebody T-boned me. Somebody swiped me. So before you go jumping into making without all the facts, friend, you weren't there. A couple of wise marks I read in there last night. Somebody had told me about them. But it just lives, just gives an opportunity for people like that. We don't pay them any attention. So anyway, I'm off today to get some coffee this morning and follow the road on down to, eventually down to South Florida. I guess that's the direction I'm heading. And then I'll head over to the west coast of Florida to the Tampa RV show next Friday. I am going to go see my eye doctor. That's why I prompted to take this trip. I've got an appointment here in a few days, and I'll be seeing him and get my prescription renewed. I'll pick up some mail from Boynton Beach. Say hello to everybody and just continue my journey. Then I'll get back up there to Jacksonville and plug her back in, park it back over there. I might pick up a big board or something at Lowe's. I'm going to do something different that I'm going to roll up on because I'm on sand up there to get the camper level. It was perfectly level, but those little stacking things I got, well, we'll see what happens. But anyway, everything's great. I know I got the Lord riding with me today. I'm driving 60 miles an hour, no faster. I am getting, I think it's 10.5 to 11.5 miles per gallon, more like 10.5. And I haven't come very far at all, but I don't care. And these people over here are having their travels too. I wish everybody out there today safety and travels. And now let's go into Walmart and let's go get some coffee and crush it.